Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Chris Stafford, and as many of you know, I've been a real estate agent since the beginning of time. I think I started in 1937. But as a listing agent, seriously though, I've been as a listing agent, as you know, over 30 years in San Francisco, pretty tough market. I first started, and one of the stories I love telling is that I had a coach. I hired a coach probably 3 days after I started at this real estate office, right after I got my license. And he told me just to start cold calling. And I just started cold calling. I didn't know any better. I absolutely hated it. And it scared the hell out of me. But I did become very good at it. And I ended up actually getting my first listing and closing on my first listing. I remember about 60 days after I started my cold calling. So I knew it worked, but I just hated it. And one of the reasons I hated it is that it was just that fear of rejection. And so there's just so much fear around trying to find listings, and make no mistake. As listing agents, as real estate agents, we should be spending 80% of our time looking for listings. We need to be spending 80% of our time prospecting. It's just so key. And that's what this talk is about. This is about a term I coined, micro momentum marketing. Micro momentum marketing is something I really want to get into, and I'll explain it in detail. But I wish somebody had told me about this. I wish that somebody had told me that we need to always be looking for listings and always be prospecting. I think a lot of real estate agents go in to become a real estate agent. They do it thinking that these listings are just going to fall in their laps. But no, we have to be constantly looking for listings. And there's so many different ways, as you know, to get listings. I mean, I think I've counted at one point, I think I counted like 22 different ways to get listings. So, you know, everything from calling expireds, door knocking, working divorces, working probates. Definitely your sphere of influence is something that is really, really important. I mean, there's just so many different ways to get listings. I was on the board. I was on various boards for a period of like 20 years, making relationships. That's also a great way to do it. But the problem that most of us have, a lot of us have, is that when you start anything new, a lot of times there's just a lot of fear involved. There's a lot of fear. I don't know what else to call that, because you don't want to do the wrong thing. You don't want to say the wrong thing. There's a fear of getting started, and it keeps you from doing what you need to be doing. And as a real estate coach myself, with my coaching program, which is called the Agent Unleashed Collective. And if you want more information about that, schedule a call with me. You can see it at the bottom of the screen, theagentunleashed.com/masterclass. You can listen to a brief little video from me and book a call with me. I'd love to talk to you. But I digress. The point is that a lot of us are scared to do a lot of new things. And the micro momentum marketing technique or strategy, I like to call it the triple M strategy. The triple M strategy can help you get around that fear, all right, and find listings in a really easy way. And that's really what it's about, is really about circumventing the fear. So the micro momentum strategy, marketing strategy, the triple M, is all about circumventing the amygdala, the fear in the back of your brain, which is the fight or flight response that we know that we all have. And really what you want to do is start small. And that's obviously in the word micro momentum marketing. Triple M is all about really starting small. I have found in anything in my life, especially with regard to my listing business, especially with regard to finding listings, doing anything that involves marketing that scares the hell out of you. And that is to start small, take baby steps. All right. And sometimes I call it minimum standards, have minimum standards. So for instance, here's way to circumvent the veer. Let's just say you decide that you want to start calling probate attorneys. Okay. Great way to get listings. I like it because they're free. And the probate attorneys are always very professional and easy to talk to. But a lot of times people just are afraid to do it. So you take baby steps. So maybe you start by, researching, for instance, how do probates work in your county? Then once you actually do that, then you really, let me just double check my sound. I think my sound is good. Okay. Somebody's making a comment about the sound. But then with regard to probate attorneys, what you want to do then is you want to find out how probates work. Maybe that's the first baby step in your particular county. The second step could be finding what they look like, going into and, delving into the various probate cases. I think that is something that you take small little baby steps to accomplish. Then once you find a probate that has real estate in it, maybe you're going to write that information down on one of my probate tracking forms. And that's the next baby step. And little by little, what it does, the Triple M approach is each step you take trying to find listings, you become more confident, you become more happy, if you will, you become more informed on how to do it, and it builds up your confidence. And you're going to then want to do more. Then maybe the next step is that now that you have a probate tracking sheet filled out with all the information, say from the probate attorney and the heirs, then what you could do is call the probate attorney and see if you can reach the probate attorney one day. And then maybe the next day you try to reach the heir. So it's really important that you just take these small little micro steps to accomplish anything, especially if it's a new marketing strategy that is really going to, freak you out. The same thing could be done for anything, including like expired listings. If you wanted to use this for expired listings, maybe what you do one day is you just set parameters as to what type of expired listings you want. What's the price point? What is the locations of the listings that you want? And you set parameters. That's the thing you do the first day. Maybe the next day, then you go into the MLS and you search for expired listings to see which ones actually are going to, be within your parameters, if you will. Excuse me. And then the next thing you're going to do maybe is you're going to take one expired and you're going to try to find the contact information for that person. There's a lot of different online services that provide contact information for owners of properties. Excuse me. And then maybe the next day you're going to create a file for all your expired listings. And then maybe the next day you call one, and that's all you do. The micro momentum marketing strategy is all about taking these little baby steps so that you can get free, easy listings. It makes it easy because you're moving in a forward direction and you're not subject to analysis paralysis. That's really for entrepreneurs and for listing agents especially. I can't even tell you how much time I spend trying to get real estate agents into action. And the Triple M approach is a great way to get them into action so that they build up their confidence. And that's really what you really want to do. So it's, I don't know what else to tell you other than the fact that if you use this approach and use this approach in anything in your life, cleaning your kitchen, doing your wash, you can really take small baby steps to circumvent the fear and then create minimum standards around that. And so one of the things that I love to do in our coaching program is to keep people accountable, is to help them develop minimum standards as to what they're going to do, how they're going to market for listings. All right. Ideally for me, it's really all about making sure that people try to find 3 different ways to find listings And if you can find 3 different ways or streams of listings, if you want to call it that, so that you're not just dependent on one stream of listings, then create minimum standards around that. And so, for instance, maybe your sphere of influence, you're going to call maybe only 2 people a day. Maybe expired, you're going to only call 1 person a day. Maybe for probates, you're going to call 1 attorney per day. Have minimum standards around that. And it's a great way to keep you accountable. Whether you use me as your coach or not, you can share that minimum standard sheet that you create with any accountability partner. And it would make a lot of sense to do that, because being held accountable is super important. But using the micro momentum marketing strategy to start doing prospecting that maybe you didn't know about, or you didn't know how to do it, it's a great thing. It's really, because again, there's nothing like being able to circumvent the amygdala in the back of your brain, because you're taking small little baby steps. If you want an accountability partner, if you want to learn more about how to use the Triple M approach in your business, hit me up. You can definitely go to the link at the bottom of the screen, theagentunleashed.com/masterclass. And yeah, let's set up a call. I'd love to talk to you about your business, see what's working in your business and what's not working in your business, and see how we can help you use the micro momentum marketing strategy. All right, guys, it was great talking to you. If you guys have any questions, you can hit me up at that link or DM me, and I'd love to start a conversation with you. All right, you guys have a great night. Take care.